Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Base Builder Monday. My name is Ben. I work on the marketing team for Blinfix Studios, who are currently developing Ground of Aces. I have the great pleasure of playing the game every week and showing you the latest developments, the latest builds, the latest assets that we've created in the game. And I get to do that in the form of base building. So one thing that we haven't really focused on was the runway itself. So what I want to do is I want to compare runways, and for that I'm going to need some space. Let's get rid of everything that could be in the way. Look at all these beautiful new icons we have indicating destruction. Okay, so I have cleared up some space and I'm going to start building runways. So for funsies, I will start with the largest runway. So there are different tiers of runway. They all depend on the type of runway. So they can be like dirt, grass, tarmac. There's also a difference in width, as you can see there. And there's also a difference in length. Now the length is the biggest obstacle here. So if you have a tier 1 runway, which is pretty easy to build, all you need is this kind of length and this kind of width, and there you have. That's one runway, and that can get you tier 1 planes. But a level 2 runway requires a lot more length. That's already a lot longer. The width isn't so much a problem, but if I want to go all the way to tier 6, that is quite the distance. That is 300 meters, and then I need to get the width in as well. Good grief. Good grief. So that's 300 meters and 24 meters in width. That is a tier 5 runway. There is no tier 6. So I'm gonna let these guys get started on that, and then we'll see if we can make a tier, I guess, 4 runway right next to it. 2, 3, 4 in length, 220. Bam. That's already quite the difference. That is quite the difference. I wonder if I can get a tier 3 in here. Ooh, that's tight. I can just about get a tier 3 runway in here. Tier 3 is 150 meters and 15 meters in width. Oh, there's a bug there. It goes from tier 1 directly to tier 3. Ah, dear. Okay, so I'm going to equate tier 2 and 3 widths then. And then the easy one is tier 1. Okay, so there's not much I can do. I'm going to let these guys work for a while. Then we can see about maybe getting some planes in here. So these are the 5 tiers of runway that we have. This is tier 1. This is the one that I usually build. I always build to get the planes in, right? And that is so tiny compared to tier 2 and then tier 3. And let's not even get started on tier 4 and 5, because that is ridiculously long. That is like almost the whole map. The one is nothing. One is absolutely nothing compared to the big runways. All right, so I built my parking spots. Let's request a Hawker Hurricane. It should land only on this one here, because I do not have eligible runway. I landed on the tier 4 runway. What? Well, fair enough. Okay, so it landed on tier 4. Let's do that again. Let's do it again. Do it on the slow. Where am I doing? Airplanes, Hawker Hurricane, request planets. It should not have landed here, though. Well, no, I guess it should have, because it doesn't meet the requirements of a runway. A tier 1 runway. So it takes up this much space to land. That's it, which is not even tier 1 length. And then there's all of this to go, including this on tier 5. So this could probably be for a really, really big bomber like my very favorite B-17. Day 100 of asking for a B-17 in Ground of Aces. So I put the airplane right next to the tier 1 runway, which I usually use to get a Hawker Hurricane. And then compare it to this monstrosity. These are the current 5 tier lengths and widths. Actually, can I try and increase? Yeah, let's just try to get concrete. It's going to take a while. If you guys have already played the alpha, you will know that building runways in general takes a very long time. A tier 2 runway, which is run solely on sand, already takes a very, very long time to build. And tier 2 is only this size here, and it can take, like, in-game time, can take a couple of days. And now we're looking at a tier 5 runway. This is an immense size, and it's not going to be sand. It's going to be like some kind of tarmac, right? It'll take forever. So the timing on that, I think, will probably end up being tweaked upon in the coming updates. Alpha 2, by the way, the release for Alpha 2 is very, very soon. The end of May, if I'm not mistaken-ish. And here we have a tier 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 runways. Massive chunks compared to this tiny little plane there. Now, I want to get some more planes in. I think, let's see where it'll land now. Well, since I don't know which runway it'll land at, I'm going to put one at the tip of each runway if I can. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so let's bring in some Spitfires. One at a time. See where it lands. Unfortunately, I put concrete on concrete, so these 2 runways have merged into 1 runway. I did land on the 2nd one, on the 4th one again. So I think that's the main runway. What I can do actually, now he's gonna taxi all the way down this runway. It's gonna speed that up a bit. It's gonna taxi all the way down the runway, and it just gives you a sense of how massive this runway is. The fact that he takes so long. Oh, slightly overshot it. I can remove runway, so let's remove that. Remove that runway, and that runway. So now we only have these 2 runways. So I want 2 more planes to land on each of them, just so we can compare massive sizes. So request plane. I should not have done that. Now they're not landing anywhere. Okay, so the planes aren't coming in. I think that's a bug. I got 2 planes which I ordered which aren't coming in. That's all right. I have the planes for comparison here. And these are just massive runways, which I think for the alpha, you won't need them for the alpha, right? Because you can only have tier 1 and 2 planes, which are the Hurricane and Spitfire so far. You won't be needing any massive bombers yet in the alpha version. So there you have it, the comparison of these 5 runways, which are absolutely massive compared to this 1 runway, which is actually mostly used by our players so far as tier 1 runway size. And then there's this tier 5 runway, which I don't think we'll be using this in the alpha at all. Maybe in early access with first bombers. I actually don't know what the roadmap is like. But for now, tier 1 and 2 planes don't need more than, you know, a tier 1 size, because even in a tier 1 size, they don't take up the whole runway when they land. So maybe that's something that the game will tweak at some point. So I hope I could give you some insight into the massive sizes of the runways. Good grief, look at that. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy Ground of Aces, and hope you're also playing the alpha version. If not, have a look into it. The link is in the description below. Other than that, take care, have a very nice day, and I'll see you next week on Base Building Monday.